Yeah. And I'm sure anyone on the replay can also just totally relate to that. And I can too. Like my models of anger, growing up, it was not a pretty sight in my household. When anger came, there was violence, there was numbing out through alcohol. And so being a little girl who was super sensitive, right? And that
The
just
same.
seeing what tension it can create and, the dysfunction. This is why this is so important because now we can be like, okay, they didn't have the tools, so we can kind of recognize that, acknowledge it. Of course, we would have wanted it to be different, but we're here now having these kind of
Yes.
conversations so we can break those cycles. And you hit the nail on the head. It is just, it's not that you're not going to feel anger, it's not trying to get rid of it, right? Or zen your way for 50 years in a cave to try not to feel it. No, it can be a powerful guide to our own needs, to recognize what our needs are. Um, it almost always is pointing towards a need. And sometimes we want to show our anger for someone else to meet that need, but oftentimes that kind of falls through, especially if we can't communicate and even understand what our own needs are. So, this kind of a session, and in the Embodied Effect membership, is where we get to make space to not logic our way. It's not actually even trying to figure out that need right now. We're just learning, hey, I'm feeling this. Okay, let me make space for it so I can move it through, not ignore it, move it through in a healthy way. So then I can channel it to then, understand where it might be coming from. But that can be later. For this session right now, you're going to get a feel for what it is to actually just hold it and experience it in your body and let it move through you. So natural.
Yeah.
And this is a great topic to start with because we're talking about like what our bodies can handle. And anger is energy, right? And energy is moving through us. But when we have stories that anger is wrong, we shouldn't feel this. Maybe
Yeah.
you've had past experiences where anger got the best of you, you blacked out and you did something maybe or said something that you regretted later. That's where we disconnect and we don't trust our bodies to move that anger through us anymore. So we stop it. We suppress it. We say, I shouldn't feel that. Or we feel it, but we just bottle it in. One, you want to locate. I'm going to guide you to locate where it might be in your body. And we're recognizing it as simply a sensation. It's simply a sensation. It's not right or wrong. It's just there. It's just there. And what a lot of people get stuck around is not processing it, making it wrong, judging it. And so what happens is we stay like fighting against, blaming. I shouldn't be feeling this. This person did this to me. Like, right? We get into this almost like this battle where the war is still inside of us because the anger still keeps coming up. So it's like there's a fight within us. We feel angry, but we don't know where to put it or place it, and then some negative patterns keep happening. And
Yes.
then we're going to do about 3 songs that are more like energetic, targeted towards feeling that anger and just kind of full permission to let it out, whatever needs to come through you, let it out in whatever way feels good for you. And then you're gonna start to feel a shift in your body because you're allowing it to move through. And then we're gonna the music is gonna get a little bit more positive, a little bit more, hopeful, and that's where the alchemy begins to happen. And you don't need to think about it. You can just move and dance if that's the way through it, so that you can truly have evidence that you can embody those 2 energies in the matter of, a short time.
Oh
So
my
don't think
goodness.
too much into it. It's going to be more
Yeah.
experiential. And what often happens is you get clarity for like, oh, this is why I was so angry, or this is what has been stumbling me for so long.
Really?
Whoa, I actually know what I want to say. Oh, wait, that's a pattern that's been happening for so long. This is what I actually want to fight for. So the clarity comes later, but we just need to make space to move it through. Or even if we were in a room with 10 other people. You know, like when you have you been to a yoga class? When you first started doing yoga and you're on your mat and you're kind of like looking over to the next person and you're like, "Oh, am I doing it right?" And you kind of like
Yes.
yeah, you have that discussion with yourself. So everything in the embodied effect is all about trying to really just stay in your own energy, breathing in your own energy, because let's say I'm guiding the session and at one point I'm like, all right, you can stand up if you'd like. But if your body is like, no, I love the floor right now and I don't want to move, please do that. Trust that. Honor that. That's where we start to build trust. Not to do what we think we should, not to try and like do what the instructor is saying. No, no, no. I encourage you to really honor wherever you're at. You'll feel your body contract, wanting to make fists. Yes, use that pillow to let it go. Release it through. Breathe. Feel this music. And you might want to even stomp it out or punch through the sky into the space. Maybe sticking out your tongue, letting it go through. Might look weird, might feel weird, just embrace it. Let that primal part of you come through. Yes, maybe tapping around your body, around your arms. Wherever you can take that pillow, if you're sitting or standing, you can come back to it. Let it go through. You can hug it. You can squeeze it. Finding a source of power that's behind that anger. Maybe moving with feeling what that anger is actually pointing to. Sometimes there's still contractions. There's a lot of sensation, so just breathe through it. Just bring a little gratitude for making this space, making it a priority to start to feel yourself in a new way. Maybe something came up for you throughout this session. Trust that it made itself known for a reason. Just honor it. Honor your process, your journey.